Have you ever felt like you're not alone, even when a house is completely empty? This is the story of Regis, and the week he spent in a house that didn't want him there. It was a humid October night when Regis volunteered to check on his late uncle's old house in It had been vacant for 3 years, a silent sentinel at the end of Mabini Street. The locals called it Bahena Tehimik, the quiet house, because even the night's usual chorus of crickets and dogs seemed to die down near its walls. Regis wasn't scared, he was curious. The first day was ordinary. Dust motes danced in the weak sunlight as he cleaned, the air thick with a smell of decay and rust. He was just settling down on the couch, phone in hand, when the lights flickered, and then he heard it. 3 distinct knocks from upstairs. Asterisk. Toke. TOK. Asterisk. He froze, his breath catching in his throat. He looked up the dark staircase. Both bedroom doors were wide open. Empty. He shook his head, trying to rationalize it. It must be old wood settling, or a gust of wind. But a glance at his phone sent a shiver down his spine. The time was 3:12 a.m. From that moment on, the house no longer felt empty. The second night brought a new, unsettling discovery. In his uncle's bedroom, a large mirror was shrouded in a white sheet. Driven by that same curiosity, Regis pulled it aside. He saw his own reflection, but something was terribly wrong. The man in the mirror was smiling, a wide, unsettling grin. Regis wasn't smiling. He dropped the sheet, his heart hammering against his ribs, and stumbled back. When he dared to peek again, his reflection was normal, mirroring his own terrified expression. That night, his dreams were haunted by the mirror. But Tim. He wasn't alone in its reflection. A pale woman with hollow eyes and a silent, screaming mouth stood just behind his shoulder. He woke up gasping, drenched in a cold sweat. He checked his phone. Las 3:12 alto m. Again. By the third night, paranoia had taken root. Regis started recording everything on his phone, desperate for proof that he wasn't losing his mind. The subtle creak of a door, the whisper-soft patter of footsteps on the floorboards above, faint murmurs that seemed to emanate from the very walls. He tried to call his cousin for help, but the signal was a mess of static and dropped calls. Later, as he replayed the audio files, one made his blood run cold. Through the static, a faint, raspy voice whispered a clear warning. Don't look at the mirror. The fifth night was the worst. He was jolted awake by the sound of running water. He found the bathroom faucet turned on full blast. As he twisted the handle, a message materialized in the steam fogging the mirror. 2 words, scrawled in what looked like a desperate finger swipe. Why did you come back? Panic seized him. He bolted from the bathroom, grabbing his phone, trying to call anyone. But the screen was just a blizzard of static. The air grew heavy, thick, pressing down on him with an unseen weight. Then, a flicker of movement in his peripheral vision. A shadow detached itself from the corner of the room. It slithered up the wall, its form twisting and contorting in a way that defied physics, until it clung to the ceiling, looking down at him. The shadow's shape coalesced, shifting into a face. It was her, the pale woman from his dream. Her mouth moved, forming silent words he couldn't hear. And then, the house was plunged into absolute darkness. The next morning, his cousin arrived. The house was just as the locals described it. Quiet. Regis's things were all there: his bag, his shoes, his neatly made bed. But Regis himself was gone. The only clue was his phone, lying face up on the living room floor. It was playing its final video. The file's duration was exactly 3 minutes and 12 seconds. The footage was shaky. So in Regis' own terrified face, as he pointed the camera toward the sheet-covered mirror in his uncle's room, he whispered, his voice trembling, "I just want to see what's in there." As he pulled back the sheet, the pale woman appeared in the reflection, standing right behind him. She was smiling. The video cut to black. They say if you drive down Mabini Street late at night, the last house remains dark and silent. But if you happen to pass by at exactly 3:12 a.m., you might just see a light flicker in an upstairs window. And if you dare to stop and listen, you might hear 3 soft knocks. Asterisk toke toke. TOK. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next descent into the darkness. Stay safe out there.